You know, all things considered, I don't know if I'm going to be posting this with subscriber notifications on or not, because this is the sort of thing that I was really planning to record. When getting over it with Mount Foddy went onto Steam, he added some achievements. Get up the mountain once, get up the mountain twice, and get up the mountain 50 times. So, as you can see here, I'm at 49 ascents. And my time of climbing is, it averages around 15 to 20 minutes. So, we're going to go ahead, we're going to decline the reward and immediately go up it again to get my 50 count achievement and the full reward, which is a golden pot. It's kind of been interesting to do this because as I go, the pot gets more and more golden on each attempt. So as you can see, it already is pretty golden. As I move my hands over it, you can kind of see that it's a little mottled. It's not really got the pure gold sheen to it, but it's looking pretty sharp. And well, I've also left the narration on because I actually find Foddy's comments funny. And I like to kind of what I call race the narration. So my goal is to get up to the orange before Foddy, or get past the orange before Foddy talks about it. Because it's the hill up behind that orange. Going up into the next section, the chapel or whatever he calls it, at the end. That is very hard to keep my pace up. There we go. Even your mistakes. Hopefully we aren't going to make that many going up here. So I do struggle here still. The chimney is probably the most annoying rock formation on the entire mountain. And that's part of why is the angles here are just right for you to slide around. Another thing is I have watched a number of other YouTubers and speedrunners play this game. I find it really hilarious to have finished and to be watching folks like PewDiePie or some of the other really big names play and get so frustrated. Here we go. Or to watch the speedrun, which is only 2 minutes long. We would literally be done already if I was going at world speedrun pace. I can't go anywhere near that fast. I could be fast in some sections, but I can't be speedrun fast the whole time. There we go. And ironically, he's talking about here, one of the areas where I feel like technique is so important. And he says, oh, everything is completable if you just have the right technique or equipment. Well, equipment certainly doesn't come into play in this game. Technique certainly does, but not in the sense of like RPG mechanic technique. So. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Woo. Well, if I don't goof anything else up, we should still be on 15-minute pace. So one of the other things, or one of the major things that speedrunners do that I just have never been able to figure out, so right here, they don't ever go near that blue slide. They don't worry about any of this section that we're in right now. They just go straight past all of this. From the jacuzzi, they jump up off of the rooftop right there and hook straight onto these stairs. And I have no earthly clue how they get that much momentum. I've tried it, but I just can't do it. So I'm going to content myself with the jump that I have mastered, that I can do every time, and just keep climbing. Because I'm not out to try and get a 2-minute time. I'm not out to get the 5-minute time. I'm just going to try and climb up the mountain 50 times. And once I'm done, probably this game will become trash and I'll put it away forever. Alright. Finish narrowly edging my way through the backside of IKEA up here. Alright, and here's my race point. Alright. Woo! Don't slide down. This is probably the hardest point on the mountain to me now. Even beyond the stairs and the bucket. Getting that solidly and easily every time does not happen. And if you're worried, since you can tell he's just piling up all of his dialogue lines one after the other, one nice thing he's done in the Steam release is that scream will not come up. If you're on pace to be speedrunning, it doesn't happen. Not even the first time I played this in the Steam release. Apparently, 20 minutes or whatever it took me to get there counts as a speedrun pace. Yeah, I expect he probably triggers it after like 2 hours or something. Because if you're just first playing the game, if you remember, it took me ages to get there. So, yeah. Oh, come on. There we go. Goodbye, hat. And I could have gotten the next line about forgiveness to segue into all the rest of them if I had managed to do this jump the first time, maybe. But I would have been really rushing and it's not worth it. That's still about as good a pace as I've ever been on. So I'd like to call it a 10-minute pace, but I think we're already at that point. Alright. Come on now. A little more oomph than that. Ugh. What is going on right now? It's just psychological, but let me at least edge myself over as far as I can. See if that helps. Nope. Oh, come on. There we go. You know, on these runs where I really haven't had any setbacks, that is the most hilarious line. Of course, you can read it as every setback in the 50 runs, which, yeah, that's a significant number of setbacks, really. But it's pretty fun in its own way. All right. And that is why the bucket is no longer hard. I at least mastered that trick. You'll watch speedrunners go from there straight up to the platform on our right. I can't do that jump. I can't get the angle right. I can get the angle right to come up here first shot every time, but I can't do it all the way over there. I don't know what it is about the momentum. I just haven't figured out the physics quite to that degree. Nor do I plan to at this point. I'm done. Come on. You're the man's hand. And after all this time, I still can't decide if I think his poetry gets better or worse with the repeated hearings. I mean, it's so subtle, it almost seems accidental. So, I think my vote might be on worse. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. All right. There we go. And that's the last challenging point. Like at this point, I have struggled with this so much that the radio tower here is almost a joke. I have techniques for getting up each and every one of these holds. So, oh, that's the only one that I worry about. And I still get that one 90% of the time first try, so I'm surprised well, actually, no. I shouldn't be surprised that I fell down this time. It's only fitting. I'd have to goof something up, and thank goodness it was this point here all the way at the end. Oh, wrong way. And that is what usually happens. First time, every time. Alright. And a little less than full launch, because the first asteroid is up here just to my right. And so I want to drift and catch that one. Yeah, I also have figured out navigating the asteroid field perfectly. You get up here, launch, and that one you pass by. This one you just hook around. Oh, come on. Come on. Not quite enough momentum. So I'm going to go back down to it and just launch. I was right there at the top. All right, and so we're going to skip the credits this time. What's my time? 14 and a half minutes. Yeah! Okay. And yeah, you noticed that the pot was already pretty golden. But if I just go ahead and start a new game, that's the gold pot. Done. Thank you, Mr. Foddy, for the amusing game, but I think I'm done playing it now. Forever.